What's going on, garden nerds? It has been so long since I've dropped a new video, but I'm back. And today we are doing a garden tour, a tour of my yard. It's the middle of summer, it's hot, but everything is growing like crazy. Mangoes everywhere. I can't wait to show you. Are you guys ready? Come on, let's go. All right, so here we are. This is the view when you first walk into my backyard. It is the middle of July. It's like 7:30 at night and it's still hot, but this was the only time I could do this because I can't be in my backyard for that long with this heat. Let's come back here and we'll start with this sad looking mango tree. This mango tree faces east, and so it gets a lot of direct sun. For whatever reason this summer, it's really hit it pretty hard. I probably need to put some shade cloth here and help it. It's a carry mango, but there are still, if we get down in here, oh, here's one right here. There's mangoes on here. There's one down here too. But you can see there's new growth here, but this side that's facing east is getting quite a lot of sun. And by the way, everything that I'll talk about in this video, I probably have a specific video on. So if you're looking for more details about any plant, you can find it throughout my channel. So if we come over here, this is kind of like my little nursery where I have a banana tree and I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8 little mango seedlings that are growing. That bigger one back here in a pot is a cotton candy mango, which produces wonderful tasting mangoes, by the way, as you can probably tell by the name. And then here in these garden boxes, these are a variety of peppers, all different kinds, including the Carolina Reaper, which I believe is still the hottest in the world. And yes, it is hot, believe me. This big monster here is an orange jubilee. I use these all throughout my yard. I probably have 5 of them planted, 5, 6, 7 planted, because they take virtually no water. They grow fast, they look cool, and they provide a good microclimate and shade for the rest of my trees. Here's a mango tree right here. This is a lemon zest, and I'm actually super pumped because this is not something I did, but Paul Tyson, a friend, came over here, and you can see that graft right there that just took. That is a white puree graft, my first ever graft in my backyard, and it took. I just noticed it yesterday, so I'm super excited. And I'm also excited because if you come here, there's a mango, there's a mango, and there's a mango right there. Lemon zest. This is my first year getting mangoes. If you come right here, this is a Mexican lime tree. You can see there's a bunch of limes on there. Very good tasting limes, and at this point pretty much produces year round, which is pretty cool. Here's some more peppers here in this garden box. Soon I'll clear out these peppers and get ready for a fall garden. But for now, I'm just hanging with the peppers. If we come back in here, there's a dog peeing. If we come back here, here is vetiver grass, which is awesome. If you don't have vetiver grass, you need it. I have a video on it. You should find it, you should watch it, and then you should grow some. Back in here is an other mango. I'm not sure what variety, it's an unknown variety, but I think it's an alfalfa mango. And you can see here, let's see, here's a mango. Actually, it's ripe, fell down. Let's see. There it is. I'll take this inside, let it finish ripening on the counter, and I will eat that soon. But there's a few more. You can see clusters down in here. There's one back in there as well. But this is the alfalfa mango, and then this monster right behind it is my Moringa tree. This thing grows huge every year. I always cut it back. You can see right here, right there is where I cut it at the end of winter this year, and now you can see how tall it is already. Thing grows extremely, extremely fast. Over here, I had some summer flowers, some sunflowers, things to that nature. They've all died at this point, so right now all I'm doing is throwing a lot of my yard waste down and letting it just decompose, break down, and turn into nice soil and get ready for my fall garden. A lot of what I throw down there comes from these monsters, this green timber or old Tommy bamboo, which gives awesome leaves, which feed and condition the soil and make for an awesome fall garden. If you come right here, this is a dwarf bonanza tree, which gives me a good amount of peaches every year. Super good. And then here, of course, is another orange jubilee. I planted this orange jubilee initially because you can see here my avocado trees. I planted it to give shade from the morning sun. You can see where the tree has ventured out into the sun. It's getting burned a little bit, but overall, I mean, it's still pushing out new growth. You can see down here, it's growing. Here, more in the shade, big old leaves that look nice and healthy. It's flowered a few times, never given me any avocados. If you come here, this is a forgotten, neglected tree. This is a star fruit tree. I planted it and I rarely see it because it's kind of back in the corner. I never do anything with it, but you can see it's like, I don't know, 10 feet tall, growing nice and tall. I've never gotten any fruit, but who knows? Maybe this next year I will. Here's an orange tree. This is one of the few, this orange tree and the lemon tree right next to it are one of the few things that were here when I moved in. Other than that, it was all rock back here. Everything else has been planted by me in the last 5 years. So a nice orange tree, nice lemon tree. And then if we come over here, this is my date palm tree that I planted actually just about a year ago. I have a video on it of me planting it, but I'm excited to soon in the next few years get some dates. You can see back along this wall or along this gate or fence is a grapevine. And then here is another mango trees. You might be seeing a pattern. I love mangoes. This is a Phoenix mango. And you can see a mango there, and then 2 mangoes hanging right here. I got one off this tree last year and it was awesome. Tasted really good. So I'm excited to try them this year. Let's turn back this way. Here's my bamboo, and looking back this other way. All right, so now let's walk around over here. Okay, so now here we are on the other side of my patio. You can see there's the bamboo, the other side of the bamboo, which comes here and gives like a tropical oasis feeling when you're swimming in the pool, which is pretty cool. It sheds a little bit, but it is well worth it to have that cool looking feeling. Here is my lantana that has grown huge, which also is right up against the pool. It gives a nice tropical feeling. This is a red push pistache, which I planted here because I wanted to have shade all around here. This is new St. Augustine turf, which I went out of town for a few weeks, and you can see the brown spots. I have some sprinkler issues which are being fixed, and hopefully those brown spots go away soon. Behind that, this is Buddha's belly bamboo, which is really cool. Has grown really tall. It's nice and green and just a really easy, carefree bamboo. I love it. And if you come back here through this jungle, you see this monster, which is a mulberry tree. Big old mulberry tree this year gave me thousands and thousands of mulberries. If you don't have a mulberry tree, you need a mulberry tree. Not only for the fruit, but for the microclimate benefits that it produces. And then if you look back here, this is one of my pomegranate trees. You can see there's a few pomegranates hanging on here. In the winter, when the mulberry tree loses its leaves, I plant a fall garden in here as well. But during the summer, it's shaded by the mulberry tree and I don't do anything with it. Let's come back here through the gate. And what do you know? It is another mango tree. This is the first mango tree I ever planted. It's a Kent mango tree. You may think, well, if this is the first one you ever planted, how come it's smaller? I actually have a video on that when it comes to letting mangoes grow too early on in their life, and it stunts the growth. And also I planted this in like direct rock. I mentioned that my yard was all rock before. So it's struggled a little bit, but Kent is one of my favorite tasting varieties, and it gives me a couple mangoes every year. And then here is a Hawaiian papaya. I don't know, it's 10 feet tall. Stay tuned for the end of the video. I'm gonna show you in the front yard a papaya tree that's like 20 feet tall, completely shredded, unfortunately, by the storm that came through a few days ago, but it still has tons of papayas hanging on it. Here's some bananas you can see right there. It's growing some bananas currently, and then next to it is my favorite tasting mango tree by far. This is the sweet tart mango. I love it, and you can see mango right there, and right there sitting in the grass is another mango tree. If you're trying to decide which mango you should get, this should be it. It should be the sweet tart mango because it tastes so good. And by the way, a lot of this is overgrown and not trimmed, and that's because we've had crazy storms come through, which has shredded up a lot of things. And also, with all this humidity, things are growing like crazy. I can't even keep up trimming everything. But this right here is a Barbados cherry. It goes through cycles throughout the summer. Probably here in a few weeks, it's gonna have hundreds of cherries on it. And then if you come back over here, this is one of the first fruit trees I ever planted. This is a wonderful variety pomegranate, and honestly probably the worst the worst variety of pomegranate that you can get, but it's a nice big tree and provides some microclimate, so I keep it, at least for now. And then next to that, next to the loud AC, is an apple tree. I got this from RSI Growers out in Glendale, and it is a Tropic Sweet and Anna multi-graft. And this year I probably got over 100 apples. Really good tasting apples. They never get huge, but they're really good to make apple pie, applesauce, things to that nature. Then if you look back here, this kind of gives a peek into the front yard. There's a peach tree there, and then in the front yard on the other side, it's a huge peach tree, and you can see a loquat kind of peeking up over the fence right there as well. But I will go into the front yard and show you that angle. Okay, so here we are in my front yard. You can see my room with the grow lights. It looks all psychedelic, but that's in a room where I have some grow lights growing. But here, if we start at the front, you can see this Hong Kong orchid, which usually looks nice and beautiful, but with the past storm, it just got completely shredded. No more leaves on it, but I'm not worried, it'll come back. And then right behind that, in the middle of this kind of island in my front yard, is a peach tree. I think that one is an early grand. Gives me nice, big, large, juicy peaches every year. And then here is a Katy apricot tree, which has grown huge, but gives me lots of apricots every year. And then this is all kind of just a jungle right now. Right here, you can see this is a Royal Poinciana that I just planted a few weeks ago. Some hollyhocks growing there. And then here's what I really wanted to show you before it gets too dark. This is my papaya tree. Taller than the roof now. Probably has, I don't know, 20 papaya on it right now, but so ugly, just completely shredded in this last storm, lost all of its leaves, but didn't tip over. I have a video on that papaya. Here's some more vetiver grass, and then here is a coconut cream mango tree loaded with mangoes, and I cannot wait to eat them. This is a top 3 mango of mine. Tastes so good. If you're looking for another variety that you want to grow, coconut cream, 100%. And then here's the last thing I'll show you. This is from the other angle. You can see here I have a plum cot here, a Florida Prince peach, which is huge, and I can't slow down. And then if you come back here, here's that other angle of the loquat that I told you about. So that is my garden, my yard, my trees. In the year 2022, in the middle of the summer, everything is growing awesome. In fact, too awesome. I can't even keep up. But hopefully from this you gather, if you create a nice microclimate and then plant things accordingly where they want to be planted, you will not have to worry about things dying in the middle of the summer. In fact, you'll have to worry about keeping up and being able to trim everything because it will be growing so fast. Thanks for watching, guys, as always, and I will see you in the next video.
Like, subscribe, and make sure to watch my dad's awesome videos.